dramatic.
So how's everybody doing? Good! It's awesome. It's great to see some smiles on your faces. We've had some challenging challenges, and now it's time for us to have a little bit of fun.
Yes.
Our next challenge, which will award you the piece of the puzzle that is from the Western Cape, is called... Nice excitement. It is called the Green Finger Gourmet. Now, basically, this particular challenge is going to test your guys' ability to pay attention to detail, as well as be able to present, to show you your technique, as well as show off the taste that you can put together with the food that you find here on the table.
Yes.
Now, I'd love to say that I'm a foodie or someone who's really great at putting together food, but right here next to me, this beautiful lady who goes by the name Sunel is going to be giving you guys a demo in terms of how you put the food together and how you make sure that everything tastes the way that it's supposed to taste. It is important that you watch and observe because you're going to be replicating what it is that she's going to be cooking.
Oh, wow.
Sunel, I hand over to you.
Good afternoon, everybody. You received your basic information already about the recipes. Your fresh produce you need to source in the garden. I know you can all grow it beautifully already. If you look at all the tasks you have to do, you have to plan carefully because there's something that takes a little bit of time. Let me show you. This has been at it for a while. This is your beautiful bread dough. Okay. So I suggest you start that one first. Be careful how much water you add to the flour, and of course you need to add other things to the flour as well. And then after the second rising, you make little balls like this, and you cover it with oil, and then you've got little baking trays. Leave it to do the last rising, but in the meantime, somebody has to check that the fire is going because you're going to put it on grids outside. So when the coals are ready, they go onto the grids and you really have to watch very carefully. You will also find some rosemary in the garden. Rosemary looks like this one. You pick quite a lot of the rosemary and just before you put the roaster cook on the fire, you chuck bunches of green rosemary onto the fire and it will smoke. So you've got this rosemary flavored little roaster cook. Okay, turn it around and do the same thing again. We're also going to make a homemade mayonnaise. You'll have to go and fetch some eggs to make the mayonnaise, beautiful fresh free-range eggs. I made quite a strong basil flavored mayonnaise because I love basil. You will find perennial basil in the garden. Okay, so there's garlic and basil to go into your mayonnaise and you drizzle olive oil into it. So you've got your free-range egg, pinch of salt, there's mustard, some lemon juice. You will find your lemons in the garden. And slowly, you've got a blender, a hand blender, slowly drizzle olive oil into it. The next thing I would do is start boiling the potatoes. While they're warm, you drizzle the mayonnaise over it because it absorbs the flavor best. And you can chop some chives if you like. Okay, how you serve it is your decision. Work creatively, whatever the garden offers you. In the meantime, you slice your peppers, your onions, and cook them ever so slightly, not a lot, just a dash of olive oil. Start cooking them in the frying pan. You don't want to lose the color. So you cook your peppers and your onions first, but don't overcook it. And then you slice the chicken breasts. Then you need to fill up your roaster cook, or as I said, if yours didn't puff up, if it's too difficult to open, you do that, okay? But I can probably fill the roaster cook. So there are about 1 million different recipes of guacamole. This one is quite simple: chopped onion, chopped tomato, not onion, chopped tomato, and you will see there are quite dark black spots in there. I use the olive salt. It's a lovely local olive salt. So it's not black pepper. Be careful. Some more coriander for my taste.
All right, guys, so you've heard all of the information, and as usual, you have a time limit to this one. You have 2 hours for this challenge, and all of the information has been sent to your tablet. And now, as always, greatest of all times, Who's sitting out this one?
Haven't decided yet.
What wants to? Really, you want to
Carbon
sit
or
out?
captain?
Okay, Carbon,
We'll
the
sit out.
captain.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Carvin will sit out this challenge. Guys, you have 2 hours. Make sure you read your instructions carefully. Have a look, have a taste at the food that Sunel's prepared to make sure that you're replicating the taste. You also want to have a great presentation, and you also want to obviously have an awesome taste. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Your time starts now.
Hectic.